Hello everyone, I'm very happy to be here today and I want to speak to you about philanthropy and philanthropy that makes a difference. To me, philanthropy is about being mindful of the needs of other people, and it's really an investment in people and lives. But philanthropy should not be confounded with charity, which is more an emotional act of the moment. While philanthropy is much more broad, it's strategic and long-term, and it requires a reflection about the root causes of issues. Now let me illustrate this over the coming 15 minutes. So the interest in philanthropy is thriving. Formal philanthropic giving today amounts to 5% of global GDP, which is really huge. And what we have seen is the emergence of a new generation of donors who often have created their wealth themselves. And wealth can be an incredible leverage to help others. So while some people choose to use their wealth after they have passed away, we are seeing a growing trend of philanthropists, often entrepreneurs, who want to engage during their lifetime, investing themselves personally in the projects that they support, and often together with their family. And engaging personally in the project that you are supporting is not only enriching, but it also contributes to maximizing the impact of the support. So, there are different reasons for why people engage in philanthropy. For some people, they have had a lot of success in their professional lives, and they now want to give others the same opportunities that they themselves have had. So it's a question about giving back. For others, it's a matter of sharing their passion. For instance, they might be a question of an art collector who wants to share his collection with a broader public. And for others who have come to a certain age, it can be about creating a lasting legacy, a footprint that will live beyond their own lifetime. And last but not least, philanthropy is often also a question of transmitting the family values, so educating the next generation to become socially aware individuals. Many people tend to underestimate the challenges in philanthropic giving. Andrew Carnegie once said, "It's more difficult to give money away intelligent than it is to earn it in the first place." And there's a lot of truth in that. People don't realize the many aspects in giving with impact. It doesn't need to be scientific to be done well. And following just a few key principles will help you give effectively. Now, firstly, make sure that you are knowledgeable about the causes and the organizations that you want to involve. What is their governance? Do they have the capacity to run the project that you have in mind? What is their track record? These are questions you should ask yourselves. Secondly, understand the impact of your giving. Be clear about the outcomes that you are trying to achieve and measure regularly your progress in relation to these goals. Thirdly, finally, you have to make sure that you match your interests and motivations with the needs in order to be relevant. So our role at the Fondation de Luxembourg is to help out with this by accompanying people who wish to engage in long-term philanthropic giving. We are a public utility foundation created by the Luxembourg state, and we have a special statute as an umbrella foundation, which enables families to create their own personalized foundation under our umbrella. So the Fondation de Luxembourg offers both the foundation structure and tailor-made support and guidance. So we can help with defining a worthy cause. We help with the identification and the evaluation of the beneficiary organizations. And we make sure that the support ends up where it can really make a difference. The way it works is that the discussion often starts between the donor and his or her financial advisors. And they will introduce the donor to us. We will help by creating their foundation under our umbrella. And it's important to realize that these foundations are grant giving. They are not operational. So we always engage through an independent beneficiary organization, which can be an NGO or a cultural institution or a research institution, depending on the purpose of the foundation. And our role is, apart from selecting these beneficiary organizations, to follow up on the support and to report back to the donor. So let me illustrate this with some concrete examples. So the first example is the Education and Integration for All Foundation. This was really one of the very first foundations that we created under our umbrella 12 years ago. And the founder is a Belgian businessman. And when he was younger, he had the opportunity to work a few years in Africa as an auditor. And coming back to Europe, he was touched by the huge differences in living conditions. So when he had some success in his professional life, a few years later, he decided to take action together with his family, his wife and his 3 adult daughters. And the project that he has chosen is about contributing to improving the living conditions of vulnerable children in Namibia through education support. And this project is being run by a local NGO, the Miozeto Network. And during the first years, this was about constructing 10 schools to cater for 900 children. Many of them had lost their parents due to AIDS. And today we are financing the teachers' allowances for these schools. And these teacher allowances are now gradually being taken over by the public authorities. So our next challenge is to help the communities to develop revenue-generating activities in order for them to become independent in the long term. And what is so nice about this foundation is the personal engagement of the founder and his family. Every other year, they go to Namibia, they visit the project, and they meet with the children who are receiving their support. So the second example I want to share with you is entirely different. So this is the C. Anroth Foundation, and the Anroth family is a very well-known Finnish family. They are basically an industrial dynasty who have been engaged in philanthropy for generations. And the creation of the C. Anroth Foundation was based on a personal experience from one of the family members. He had to go through brain surgery, and he was lucky to get into the hands of this Professor Hernesniemi, who you can see on the image, and who's really one of the most well-renowned neurosurgeons in the world. And they were so impressed by the methodology of this professor, so they wanted to make sure that this methodology would be spread into other parts of the world. And therefore, they created the C. Anroth Fellowship. So this is about financing scholarships for postgraduate neurosurgeons who come to the Helsinki Clinical University Hospital for 18 months to work side by side with Professor Härnäsniemi. And after this period, the idea is that they will go back to their home country and to use this methodology going forward. So the final example I wanted to share with you is the Fondation Prereal. This foundation was created by a French entrepreneur. When he came to us, together with his family, he had just sold their family company. And he was very interested in having a new challenge in life, while at the same time supporting others and giving an opportunity in life to others. And this foundation is about social entrepreneurship and about developing social entrepreneurs. It's mainly focused in France. And when they came to us, they didn't know much about philanthropy and about social entrepreneurship. Of course, they knew a lot about entrepreneurship. But we put them in contact with two social incubators for social entrepreneurs in France, Ashoka and Anthropia. And after having engaged with them during only a year, they came back to us, and they were already really knowledgeable, and they had extended their network, and they were now proposing themselves grassroots organizations in the area of social entrepreneurship to support. And what is nice with this foundation is also the personal engagement of the founder and his family. As an example, the founder, he is also coaching some of the entrepreneurs, some of the social entrepreneurs that has been selected by this foundation. So why should somebody set up a foundation in Luxembourg? Well, one good reason is the stable political and economic climate that we have here, which is important when you create a foundation which is set up for a very long-term period. Secondly, through the Fondation de Luxembourg, Luxembourg can offer a secure and simple setup within a stable infrastructure, and which also enjoys Luxembourg state support. But a foundation in Luxembourg is also tax efficient. Revenues from a Luxembourg foundation are exempted from taxation, while also having the opportunity to benefit from attractive fiscal deductibility. Now, fiscal incentives are not the reason why someone engages in philanthropy. Let's be clear about that. But they enable people to give more. And the Fondation de Luxembourg is a member of Transnational Giving Europe, which enables donors residing in one EU country to benefit from fiscal deductibility also when they donate to a foundation based in Luxembourg. So to conclude, philanthropy is a personal journey. I never met two founders with the same aspirations and the same approach. But for each one of them, their philanthropic journey was governed by their personal experiences and by their life story. And what makes philanthropy, in my view, so fascinating and so interesting is really the opportunity to share your skills and your experience to help projects and organizations you are working with to develop and to strengthen, but also to have the opportunity to see the results of your investment in people and in lives. Thank you very much.
Hello, members of the Luxembourg Association of Family Offices. I am very proud to have been asked to speak to you on behalf of the Luxembourg Business Angel Network. My name is Arnold Sprout, Volunteer Vice President of the Luxembourg Business Angel Network, INSEAD Certified Non-Executive Director, and I help companies with their challenges. I have a small portfolio of angel investments that I have built over the last 8 years. My clients include private equity and venture capital investors. Before we start, I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page about what is angel investing. Business angels are private individuals who invest their own money in high potential startups in exchange for a share in the company, and also contribute with their expertise and insights in business management, share their personal network of contacts, and more. What does the local LBAN membership look like? We have over 80 members. 90% have created their own venture in the past, 40% still own an established company, of 16 nationalities, and in 2019 made over 45 investments. The average ticket size per investment was between £50,000 to £100,000, with some members' tickets going from 10k to 1 million. Last year, 6.9 million euros was invested by our members, with 2.3 million in Luxembourg. When I look at the membership of LBAN, there are quite a few similarities to you. Entrepreneurs who have made their money backing their own companies, now backing others. Whether small or large, first or later generation, you share the same origins, embracing risk that resulted in the foundation of where you are today. Success as an angel investor is through a systematic approach to building a portfolio. As part of a family office investment portfolio, sourced from the proceeds of entrepreneurial risk, allocating a small percentage to angel investing could form part of a diversified portfolio strategy. What are the benefits? There are economic benefits from a systematic and effective angel investment strategy. For family offices, angel investing allows you to invest into potential disruptors to the family business or businesses in sectors close to the core business, or for impact, or invest in a business of some of the family can work in to gain experience, or places your managers can gain experience. Will enhance the family office network and perhaps even inform investments in the wider portfolio, and might also solve a major problem facing us, and will certainly create jobs. But what should you, the single family office, bring to the start or scale up? Angel investing is not only about handing a check over to invest. Although your size can be from angel tickets all the way through to early VC. But you can also help with what you can bring. Sales. One family office I work with took each of their invested businesses into sales opportunities they could not reach. They had access to C-suites across the whole country that they were based in, and sales in each of those companies boomed. Corporate governance is also in everyone's interest, that the companies run well and run to the standards that future investors will look for when making their investment decisions, and also for the money that you've just put in there. Management information and financials is also something that startups and scale-ups can use your help. And shareholder communication at a much more professional level. So there are plenty of areas for you to get involved. But where to start? Develop your own angel investment criteria and systematic portfolio building approach. Allocate enough funds for initial portfolio and take into consideration follow-on funding rounds in some of the investments that you see progress in. Like venture capital funds, you are looking for at least one success from the portfolio to pay for the failures and still have plenty of change over. But how can you put this into practice? Well, you can get into buddy deals where alliances are made and you invest together, or you join angel networks like LBAN, or sponsor an incubator, or employ an entrepreneur in residence to run an active investment search function and manage the portfolio. At least one family office is already doing that in LBAN. You can start with any of these and over time grow or add to your angel deal network. But who do you contact to start? Well, reach out to your local business angel network like LBAN to find expertise that you can help to create your investment criteria and to manage the investments. What connections should you have? Well, you should need to connect to deal flow, pools of angels, and angel clubs in your chosen location or sector to co-invest with or receive deal flow from. Connect to VC firms that are later stage investors in your chosen sector or location. You will need these investors as your investments grow and the ticket sizes grow beyond your own pocket size. Don't forget, business angels you can hire for investment due diligence and helping your chosen investments to grow. But what are the risks? As I mentioned earlier, there are failures, so you will lose money, and hold periods are getting longer in angel investing in general. So secondary funds have started to move into the space as well because they see an opportunity. So my call to action to you is to look at your investment objectives, your family business and/or family council, and see if adding angel investing to your portfolio makes sense. Is everyone on board? Decide, execute, and start the journey. And all the best for next year. Thank you.